Okay, greetings one and all, and welcome to day number 4. That's day number 4, week. What is this? Week 10, spring 2024. That's day number 4, week 10, spring 2024. And it's definitely a delight to have each and every one of you here for this evening's program. Today is definitely Thursday. Thursday, the 14th of February, March 2024. The subject is, of course, mathematics. And we're going to be looking at finding the HCF, the LCM, using prime factorization. Find the LCM using prime factorization. All right, that's what we're going to be looking at today. Where is Naya?
Yes, sir.
I take a look at your stuff, and for the ones that you did do, you on the right path. I mean, even though for some of them you could have do it a different way, an easier way.
Figured I was going
like,
through it.
I was like, why did she go through this whole long process, divide the top number and multiply the top number and the bottom number? I'm like, okay, if we want to do it that way, okay, sure. It works, but it's like, but some of them you didn't do, right?
Yes,
are you
sir.
finished?
Paper?
Yeah, the paper. At least the ones you could have done.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then go to 2017 then.
Paper 1?
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Go to paper 3, please.
Yes, sir.
All right. So we're gonna be looking at finding the LCM using prime factorization. We looked at finding the HCF yesterday using prime factorization. Today we're gonna be looking at finding the LCM using prime factorization. Now, when we say LCM, what does that mean? When we say LCM, what does that mean?
Lowest common.
Lowest common multiple, right? That's what we mean by LCM, lowest common multiple LCM, right? So let's say, for example, we have this question. This is going to be our first example. I think, yeah, example number 1, yeah. So if we have, for this question, we have 2 numbers. We have 8 and summa. What's the prime factorization of 8 in this question?
Pardon me?
The prime factorization of 8 in this question.
I wasn't listening for this part. I was still heading on my book.
I mean, it's right there. Literally right there.
Oh, sorry. 2 times 2.
Very good. 2 times 2 times 2. That's the prime factorization of 8. And Aliyah Store, what's the prime factorization of 12 in this question?
2 times 2 times 3.
Very good. 2 times 2 times 3. That's the prime factorization of 12. Now, if we want to find the lowest common multiple of 8 using prime factorization method, right? That's if we're using prime factorization method, not if we're using like the listing form, because you could find the lowest common multiple by listing it out, or you could find the lowest common multiple by using the the prime factorization method. In this case, we're going to be using the prime factorization method. And so in order to do it, what we have to do, basically the same thing that we did yesterday. This is the first slide, Jeremy. Basically, we have to do the same thing that we did yesterday. So we have to group all of the common factors, the common prime factors. What are the common prime factors for 8 and 12? What are they?
2.
The 2, yeah. And what else?
2.
The 2, yeah. So we have to group the ones that are common, right? That's the same thing that we did for the highest common factor. The only difference excuse me, the only difference between the HCF and the LCM, the difference is that the ones that are remaining, we still have to include them, which means that you include this 2 and you also include this 3. And so we have 2 times 3. All right, that's the difference. All right, you have 2 times 3. So the LCM, therefore, would be 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. Okay, and that's how we'd find the lowest common multiple using prime factorization form for 8 and 12. All right. Is Daniel here? Where's Daniel? Let me know, Daniel, are you here? Hello, Daniel. Is Daniel here? Oh no, I don't think his computer's connected yet. So what do we do in order to find the lowest common multiple of 8 and 12 using prime factor form? So using prime factorization, we have to find the ones that are common, which is the 2 in this case, right? And then this 2, these ones are common. So you find the ones that are common and you list them down, right? And then the ones that are not common, you still include the ones that are not common. So you put 2 and you put that on its own, and you put 3 and you put it on its own. All right. So that's how we get it. So you include the ones that are common and not common. That's how you find the lowest common multiple. Now we have to multiply. We know that what we do know is that 2 times 2 is going to be what? 4. And we also know that 2 times 3 is going to be 6. And so we have 4 times 6. What is 4 times 6? That's going to be what?
24.
There's not only one person in this class. What is 4 times 6?
24.
24, very good. So we say 4 times 6, and that gives us 24. So that means that the lowest common multiple of 8 and 12 is going to be 24. And that's how we get it. So quick recap, what do we do? Well, the first thing we do is we group the 2's. So we put these 2's together, that's this 2. And we put that 2 together, those 2's together, that's this 2. Then the next thing that we do is we take this 2, the ones that are not common, we put them still. So we still take this 2, and then this 3 as well. Even though it's not common, we still include them, that's the ones in purple. Then we multiply everything. So 2 times 2 is definitely going to be 4. And then 2 times 3 is definitely going to be 6. And then we multiply 4 times 6, which is going to be 24. All right. Let me know if you understand how we got this. Let me know, please, if you understand how we got it.
I understand.
I understand.
I understand.
Very good.
I understand.
All right. That's only about 10 persons. Anyone else understand? Let me know if you understand, please.
I do.
I'm not only talking to a fifth of the class. The rest of you are not
Yes, sir.
understanding. Anyone else understand? Let me know, please. Especially the males. Ajani, I'm not hearing you. And Joseph. Let me know if you understand. Okay, so let me explain it again. I'm gonna ask. Where's China? China, you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, explain how we got 24, please.
We got 24 first because we have to find the prime factor. We have to use the prime factor to get those common multiple. So the prime factors for 8 is 2 times 2 times 2. And the prime factor for 12 is 2 times 2 times 3. Then we group the common set first. And the common set is 2. And then it's the next common 2. But we still have to include the 2 and the 3. So we just bring them down. 2 times 2 times 2 times 3, and then we multiply. 2 times 2 equals 4, and 2 times 3 equals 6. And then we multiply 4 times 6, which equals 24.
Very good. Very, very good explanation, China. Next person I want to ask is Nivea. Nivea, do you understand this at all? I know you wasn't there yesterday.
Yes, sir.
You understand it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, explain how we got 24, please.
Yes, sir. Okay, so what we have to do first is find the lowest common multiple. So in order to do that, you will put the multiples down for 8, which would be 2 times 2 times 2.
Wait, that's not the multiples. That is
I mean, sorry,
prime factorization.
the prime factorization.
Mhm.
So that would be 2 times 2. And hold on.
The prime factorization of 8 is what?
Sorry, my stuff was cutting in and out.
That's fine.
Okay, so sorry, the lowest common multiple would be 2 times 2 times 2.
No, the prime factorization of 8.
Oh,
So
prime factorization.
yeah,
Oh,
we
to
trying to
start from
find.
the top.
Yeah, start from the top. Yeah.
Sorry about that. The prime factorization of 8 would be 2 times 2 times 2.
Uh-huh.
And for 12, it would be 2 times 2 times 3.
Good.
So in order to find the LCM of both 8 and 12,
Mm-hmm.
we would put back the prime factorization,
Mm-hmm.
would be 2 times 2 times 2
Mm-hmm.
for 8, and for 12 it will be 2 times 2 times 3.
Uh-huh.
So the most common out of those numbers would be 2.
Mm-hmm.
So the LCM would be 2 times 2
Mm-hmm.
times 2 times 3.
Yes.
And for the first group, which is 2 times 2, you would multiply that and you get 4.
Yes.
And then the second group, which is 2 times 3, you multiply that and you get 6. And then you multiply 4 times 6, which gives us 24.
Very good explanation. Thank you. And where is 1? 1, do you understand how we got this?
Mr. Potato, I might have sent you a message on WhatsApp. Not right now, but I'm on the way.
Okay. I'm sorry. And let me ask Dion, are you there? Where's Dion?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand how we got the answer?
Yes, sir. I should.
Okay, because I know you just came a while ago.
Yes, sir.
What we did, we got the common ones. So just like yesterday, we circled the 2's, right? And then we circled this 2's. But the difference from yesterday and today is that even the ones that are not common, like the 2, this doesn't have another 2, we still include that. And even this one that is not common, we still include that. Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
Good. And so we have 2 times 2, which is going to be what?
2, 4,
And 2 times 3, which is what?
6,
6. And then we multiply 4 times 6, which is going to give us what?
24.
24. Very good. You understand that, Dion?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay, explain it for me, please.
Okay, so first, prime factor. So first, the prime factor factorization of 8 is 2 times 2 times 2. And the prime factorization of 12 is 2 times 2 times 3. Then after that, you would put back the prime factorizations of 8 and 12,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll find a common number, which is 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, you would go look for the lowest common multiple, which is 2 times 2, right? And then you would put the 2 times 3. And after that, you would multiply 2 times 2, which gives you 4.
Yes.
And multiply 2 times 3, which gives you 6. And
Yeah.
you get 24 as your answer.
And yeah, 24 is the answer. Very good. Thank you very much, Dion. For the rest of you, do you all understand how we got 24 as the lowest common multiple? Let me know, please.
I understand.
Yes,
Yes, I understand.
Okay, very good. Okay, so I assume that we're done with this slide. So let's move on to the next one. Are we done with this?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay,
Yes,
so let's
sir.
look at another example. So we're gonna again, I posted inside the chat for those persons who are still writing. Where's Daniel? Is Daniel here? Where's Daniel? Hello, Daniel, are you there? Let me know if you're here, Daniel. Can't really hear from Daniel. Let's move on to the next slide. So the answer is 24. Let's do another one. So for this one, we have 75 and 105. I need you to write this down for me as well. So for this one, the first thing we have to do is we have to list out the prime factorization of 75. And based on this, what is the prime factorization of 75 based on this?
3 times 5
3
times
times 5 times 5.
Very good. 3 times 5 times 5. And also, what is the prime factorization of 105? That's going to be what?
3 times 5 times 7.
Very good. 3 times 5 times 7, right? And so what we need to do is we need to find the lowest common multiple of 75 and 105. So what are we going to do? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to circle, right? Circle the 3's, right? We're going to group the 3's together, right? So because they are common, right? So we group the 3's together. So we put the 3's together, that's going to be this 3. And then we're going to group the 5's together, right? Which is going to be 5, right? And so are we done by just grouping the ones that are common? Are we finished?
No,
No.
sir.
No, sir.
No. What else we have? What else we have to do?
Times
Bring
5.
on the ones that are not common.
Bring down the ones that are not common, right? And we only do that for LCM. For the HCF, obviously we just keep the ones that are common, but for the LCM, you also bring down the ones that are not common. So we're going to be looking at 5, right? And 7, and we bring them down. It's going to be 5 times 7. And then we have to multiply it. Where is Alasia? Alasia, where's Alasia?
Yes.
Who named yes? Which one named yes?
Yes, sir.
Why are you late to my class again?
After school, me and my mommy was running in.
Okay. I posted the notes, the previous slide in the chat for you. Please make
Yes,
a
sir.
considerable effort to come to my class on time. You understand me?
Yes, sir.
Good. So the LCM is going to be 3 times 5 times 5 times 7, right? Okay, so what are we gonna do at this point? We're gonna multiply what? What are we
3
gonna
times
do?
3 by 7, 5.
3 times 5, and we're gonna multiply what else?
5 times 7.
5 times 7, very good. So let's go with 3 times 5. And what is 3 times 5? 3 times 5, when we multiply them, that's gonna be what?
15.
Very good. 3 times 5 is going to be 15. And then 5 times 7, that's going to be what?
35.
35. Okay, so when we multiply 15 by 35, what do we get? We get a big number.
5.
What'd you get, Malia?
525.
525.
525. And so that means that the LCM of 75 and 105 is going to be 525. Good. This is the second example. Let me know if you understand this example, please. I need everyone to answer. Let me know if you
I
understand
understand.
this.
I understand.
Okay, good. The rest of you, do you understand? Let me know, please, if you
Yeah.
understand.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good.
Yes, sir.
So Reagan, Joseph, do you understand this?
Yes, sir.
Good. I need you to explain this for me, starting from the top.
To find the prime factorization of 75, multiply 3 times 5. 5.
You're very low. You're very
That's right.
low. So can you speak into the mic?
You can hear me now?
Okay, go ahead.
To find the prime factorization for 75. LCM for 75. We will do 3 times 5 and 5 times 5.
Mm-hmm.
And to do that for 105, we will do 3 times 5, 5 times 7.
Uh-huh.
define the LCM. Define the LCM. Hold on, maybe excuse me.
Good.
Define the LCM would be define the LCM. You bring three the like threes. So and then you bring on the like fives.
Mm-hmm.
And then 3 times 5, and you bring down the unlike numbers. So then it'll be 3 times 5 times 5 times 7.
Mm-hmm.
When you do 3 times 5, you'll get 15. And when
Yes.
you do 5 times 7, you'll get 35. And 15
Yes.
times 35 is 525. So the LCM will be 525.
But the LCM would be 525. Thank you. Shazmin Moss. Where's Shazmin Moss? Shazmin. Where's Shazmin? I just saw her. Unless she left. Okay. Aliana. Where's Aliana?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand how to get the LCM using the prime factorization method?
Yes, sir.
Okay, explain it for me, please. Start from the top.
In prime factor form, find the lowest common multiple of 75 and 105. To get 75, you have to do 3 times 5 times 5. And for 105, 3 times 5 times 7. What of the LCM, lowest common multiple of 75 and 105? So we rewrote the problem and circled the numbers that we have in common.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 3s, 2 5s,
Mm-hmm.
1 5, 1 5 from 75, and 1 7 from 105. So we wrote LCM equals 3 times 5 times 5 times 7. We left a no number out. LCM equals 15 times 35, and 15 times 35 is 525.
Let me ask the question. Are the 5 and the 7 here, are they common in both?
No, sir.
Okay, but we still include them, right?
Yes, sir.
Good. So that means that for the LCM, we include not only the common ones, but also the ones that are not common. And that's the difference between LCM and highest common factor. So for the LCM, we include the ones that are common and the ones that are not common. For the HCF, we just include the ones that are common. So just bear that in mind for me. Siren, where's Siren? Hello, Siren, are you there? I can't hear from Siren. Kamaya, where's Kamaya? Kamaya Ferguson. Hello, Kamaya. Where's Kamaya? Samantha, where's Samantha?
Yes, sir.
Okay, can you explain how we got 525 for the lowest common multiple?
Yes, sir. And prime factors for the 75 is 3 times 5 times 5. And 105 is 3 times 5 times 7. And you have to find the lowest common multiple. We write 75, 3 times 5 times 5, 105, 3 times 5 times 5. So you look for the common factors in both of them is 3, 5. You put 3 times 5. 5 and 7 are not common, but you still write it because it's the lowest common factors. So 3 times 5 is 15. 5 times 7 is 35. And then the answer is 15 and 35. And
Yes.
15 times 35 is 525.
Yes, very good. So in order for us to, thank you, Samantha. So in order for us to find the LCM of 75 and 105, we have to circle the ones that are common, right? Circle the ones that are common. And even the ones that are not common, we have to include as well. All right. Okay, good. So let me put this inside the chat for me. And put for you all, so you can still have it. Okay, good. Okay, let's do this. I think this is third example, third and final example for this one. Here we're looking at 60 and we're looking at 90. All right, 60 and 90. What is the prime factorization of 60 in this question?
2 times 2 times 5.
Very good. 2 times 2 times 3 times 5. And what's the prime factorization
I
of 90?
connected to ours and on.
2 times 3 times 3 times 5.
2 times 3 times 3 times 5, right? And so that's the prime factorization of 60 and 90. Now, in order to find the lowest common multiple, what we have to do, well, we have to list out the prime factorization again. And so we're gonna list it out, okay? And then we're gonna circle the ones that are common. So the ones that are common in this one is definitely 2. 2 is common, right? Is there anything else that are common besides the 2?
3.
The
The
3s
The 3s are also common, right?
and the 5.
And the
And
5s
five.
are also common. Anything that's not common, that's not common.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. The 2 and the 3.
The
The two
3 and the
the-
2.
Very good. Do we still include them?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we do.
Yes, sir.
Right, so we put 2 times 3 in the back there. So now let's bring it all together. We have 2 times 3 because we got this 2 because this grouping right here leads us to 2, and this common grouping right here leads us to 3, and this common grouping right here leads us to 5. This 2 we have to put here because even though it's not common, it's still important. All right. And so this 2 is right there. And then this 3 is also right there because again, even though it's not common, it's still important in the LCM, right? And so now we have to multiply all of them together, right? Multiply all of them together. And so when we do that, we have the LCM is going to be 2 times 3. Well, let's make sure we understand how we got answers now. We multiply 2 times the 3, and what is 2 times 3? That's going to be what?
6.
6. Then we multiply 5 and 2, which gives us what?
10.
10, and we bring down the 3.
3.
Good. And now we multiply 6 times 2, 6 times 10, which is what?
60.
60. And then 60 times 3 is going to be what?
180.
180. And that's how we get the 180. All right. Please let me know if you understand this. Let me know if you understand this.
I
Yes.
do.
Yes,
I
sir.
do.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Anyone
Yes.
else? Please let me know.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Mr. Potato, I have a question.
Go ahead.
So if the unlike numbers are second is first or second, you will put the like numbers first and put the unlike numbers in the box.
Yes. Always put them in the back. All right, always put them in the back. All right. Johnny, do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Good. Akiro, do you understand? Where's Akiro? Where's Akiro? I can't have from Akiro. Alasia, where's Alasia?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you understand how we get the 180?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Aliyah Store, do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And how about you, Aliana, do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Angel, do you understand how we got 180 for prime factorization? For the LCM, sorry.
Yes, sir.
Okay, explain it for me, please.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Angel, can you
So
explain?
it says example 3, find the lowest common multiple. In prime factor form, 60 equals 2 times 2 times 3 equals times 5.
Mm-hmm.
90 equals 2 times 3 times 3 times 5.
Mm-hmm.
What of the LCM in brackets lowest common multiple of 60 and 90? 60 equals 2 times 2 times 3 times 5.
Mm-hmm.
And 90 equals 2 times 3 times 3 times 5. So we circle 2 for 60 and 2 for 90 because they both have thing. And then we circle 3 for 60 and 3 for 90 because they're the same. And the same with the 5s. We circle 2 and the 3 separate because they're the same numbers. And then we go down and we go to CM equals 2 times 3 times, and we put the 2 times 3 in the back because they're the same. And 2 times 3 equals 6, 5 times 2 equals 10, and we leave the 3 because there's not a number to times it by. Then we times 6 times 10 times 3, and that equals to 180.
All right. Thank you, Angel, for that a very good explanation. So that's how we got the 180. All right. Do me a favor, if you have all 3 of the examples written down, take a picture of them and send it to me via WhatsApp right now. Again, once you've already written down the examples, take a picture of it and send it to me via WhatsApp. Do that for me, please. Before we go into the grade exercise, I need the picture of your notes, please. Just send me what you have. Send me what you have. Send me all of the examples that you have so far before we get into the grade exercise, regardless if you finish all 3. I need to see if you all are writing your notes down. Again, send me what you have, please, before we continue on to the grade exercise. So far I have Ronisha, 1, Angel, Shazmin, China, Kevin, Alasia, Malik, Paul, Nivea. Again, send me what you have, please. Send me the notes that you have. Where's Ajani?
Yes, sir.
I'm asking you to send me the notes that you have. Thank you, Ricardo. Thank you, Brian Bry. Thank you, Bethany. Again, send me the notes that you have based off of the examples that we did. My number again is 426-8891. Take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. All right, good. I need the rest of you to send me what you have, please, before we go into the grade exercise. I need you to send me the notes that you have. I still don't have Ajani's notes. Ajani, where are you? Where's your notes? I need you to send me what you have, please. You understand me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, good. Hello, Daniel. Are you able to at least write the notes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, do that and send it to me when you finish. I posted inside the chat because I know you say you have homework.
Send it in the chat or in our chat.
Inside the Zoom chat.
Yes, I see.
Yeah. Good. Okay. Let's move on to the next question. Not next question, but next. So the grade exercise. All right. Are we done with this slide? Let me know if you're done with this slide.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good.
Yes, sir.
Good.
Yes, sir.
And y'all understand how to do these things, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Let's move on to the grade exercise. So for the grade exercise, I see Jasmine just arrived. I'm going to have to repost this again for Jasmine. Where's Jasmine? Jasmine, I noticed that you just arrived. I'm reposting the notes for you, Jasmine, so that you can have it. Again, I'm reposting the notes for you, Jasmine, so you can have it. Okay, let's go on to the grade exercise. We have 3 of them to do. Again, for the grade exercise, we have 3 of them to do. Let me clear out drawings. So let's go ahead. In prime factor form, we have 12 and 20. We have 45 and 63, and then we have the last one, 210 and 330. And the question is, what is the lowest common multiple? So I need you to do this for me, please. And then once you finish with your work, take a picture of it and send it to me via WhatsApp, right? Where's the Johnny?
Yes.
I need you to send in your notes, please.
Yes, sir.
How come you haven't sent them yet, Ajani? What are you doing? Hello, Ajani, what are you doing?
Yes, sir.
No, I said, what are you doing? That's my question. That was my question. What are you doing?
Right.
I said, send me what you have. I didn't say finish it. I said, send me what you have. That was my instruction. So send me what you have, Ajani. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Good. Again, please do this. I see someone sending me that it's probably a diary. Someone is sending me their work, but I don't know who this is. Please, if you're new, please, or if you're using a new number, please indicate your name. All right.
Mr. But did you get my notes?
If I got your notes. Okay, yes, I did.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good stuff. Zara Hana, where's Zara Hana? What number you want, Zara? Zara Hana, where's Zara?
She answered in the chat.
Thank you. Number 1. Yes, you can. And Saria, what number you on?
Number 2.
Did you send in your notes?
I'll send them right now.
Okay, and do you have any homework tonight that we have to go over, Zaria?
No, sir.
Okay, good. And Adari, what number you on? Again, Adari, what number you on? Number 1, okay. All right, Tegan, what number you on? Again, Tegan, what number you on? Tegan, are you there? Can you hear me, Tegan? Number 2. And Summer, what number you on?
I'm on the last question.
Okay, and Shekinah, what number you on? Where's Shekinah? Joseph, what number you on?
Number 2.
Number 2. Did you send your notes already, Joseph?
That's right.
When you send in your grade exercise, send your notes as well.
That's right.
And Samantha Taylor, what number you on?
I'm finished. I'm sending in right now.
Okay, and Sadell, what number you on? Sadell, what number you on? Where's Sadell?
Sorry, hello?
Yeah, I'm here. What number you on?
I'm on number 3.
3. Good. And Sabria, what number you on?
I'm on number 3.
Good. Ronisha, what number you on? Again, Ronisha, what number you on? Number 2. Ricardo Russell, what number you on? Again, Ricardo Russell, what number you on?
Number 3.
Number 3. Reagan, what number you on?
Number 3 right in the final line. Just I'm about to send it right now.
Okay, again, for those of you who are finished with your work, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp again. For those of you who are finished with your work, take a picture of it and send it to me via WhatsApp. Paul, what number you on?
Number 3.
Number 3. Good. Olivia, what number you on? Olivia, where's Olivia? Olivia, you there? Can't have from Olivia. Naya, what number you on?
I'm on number 7.
Nivea, what number you on?
Number 3.
Number 3. And Nakari Roberts, what number you on?
Number 3.
Number 3. You understand what to do?
Yes, sir.
Good. And
Excuse me, Mr. Petit.
go ahead, Nivea.
May I be excused for a few minutes, please?
Why?
The ink on my pen is starting to run out and I have to get a new one.
Okay. And Malik Roll, what number you on?
I'm finished, sir.
Did you send me your work?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Along with the notes?
Yes, sir. Indeed, I did.
Anyone else is finished? Like Malik?
I am. I already sent you my word.
No, sir.
Okay, good. And
Excuse me, Mr. Butcher, I just sent you my website.
that's good. Kamaya, where's Kamaya? Kamaya Ferguson.
Yes, sir.
Are you finished or what number you on?
I'm on number 3.
Number 3. Okay. And Kyle, what number you on?
Number 2, sir.
Number 2. Kyle, once you finish, take a picture of your notes and your grade exercise.
Yes,
Grade
sir.
exercise 1. Please, because I wrote 1 and 2. Let me see exercise 1. What's exercise 1? Did I send exercise 1 in the chat? That's not later.
Good afternoon, Ms. Petit.
Yes, Olivia.
My smart dumb phone freeze stuck. I just got it open. I couldn't call my name, but I couldn't respond.
Oh, okay. I
I
understand.
understand. I would catch up with the notes.
Okay. All right. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to put the grade exercise inside the chat. How many persons are finished with this? Even if you're finished,
I am.
Bri and Bri.
I am.
Okay. Who's still working? Let me know if you're still working.
I am.
I am.
I am.
Yeah. Kema, Angel. Only 3 persons are still working. Anyone else is still working? Let me know, please, if you're still working. Let me know before I move it. I don't want to move it and you're working on your stuff.
I already screenshot it.
Okay. 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 Still working. Malia, are you done? And Kiajni, where's Kiajni?
Yes, sir.
What number you on?
I'm on number 3.
Did you write your notes as yet?
Not all of them.
Not all of them. Take a picture of what you have so far, please, Kiajni. Let me see what you have.
Yes, sir.
Pardon me, Mr. Petit. I am
Uh-huh.
going to have my other account inside of the meeting, just in case I disconnect from this one. So
Okay. All right, so let's go over the answers. Again, let's go over the answers. So I'm gonna put this question, this grade exercise inside the chat. Again, if you're finished, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. Okay, so let's go over the solution for number one. I need Brianna Rule. Where's Brianna Rule?
Yes, sir.
Can you explain what you got for number one, please?
For
Perfect.
number one, I got 60 because I put 2 times 2 times 3 times 5,
Uh-huh.
and I get 60.
So we do.
I mean, first after I put 2 times 2, I put 4, and then after 3 times 5, I put 15, and then I got 60.
Did anyone else get 60? Let me know, please, if you got 60.
Yes, sir. I did.
Okay,
I
anyone
did.
else? Okay, Sarah.
No, you did.
I did.
Very good.
Yes, sir.
Excellent.
I did.
If you got 60, please put a tick inside of your book. If you didn't get it right, and please correct it. It is 60. The correct answer is 60. What do? We circle the twos, the ones that are common, and the ones that are not common, we still put them. And so we put 2 times 2, which is 4, 3 times 5, which is 15, 4 times 15 is definitely 60. So the answer is 60. Okay, now let's go on to number 2. For number 2, I need China. China, what you got for number 2?
For number 2, I get 315 because I circled the common numbers, which was 3, and then I circled the uncommon set, which was 5. So I get 3 times 3 times 5 times 7. 3 times 3 equal 9, and 5 times 7 equal 35, and 9 times 35 equals 315.
Very good. Did anyone else get 315?
Yes, sir.
Or
It is. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
very good, very good, very good. Anyone else got 315 for number 2? Let me know, please, if you got 315 for number 2. Besides
did.
Kima,
Yes, sir.
anyone else, please let me know.
I did.
Me.
Beyond, okay, good. Again, very good. All right, so 315 is definitely the correct answer. Chai, did you get this?
Yes, sir.
Good. And Shazmeen Moss, did you get this?
Yes, sir.
Good. Did you send me a picture of your work?
Yes, sir.
Good. You finished all 3, Shazmeen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Help me out with the third one. What you got for the third one? 210 and 330. What you got for that one?
For the third one, sorry, my bad. For 210 and 330, I circled the 2,
Mm-hmm.
the 3, and the 5
Yeah.
because they're all common numbers.
Uh-huh.
And then I circled the 7 and 11 because they're also the factors for 210 and 330.
Uh-huh.
Then you're going to multiply 2 times 3 times 5 times 7 times 11.
Uh-huh.
And 2 times 3 is 6.
Mm-hmm.
5 times 7 is 35.
Uh-huh.
And then you bring down the 11 because it's by itself.
Yeah.
Then 6 times 35 is 210.
Uh-huh.
And then you bring down the 11, which would be 210 times 11,
Mm-hmm.
which would give you 2,310.
2,310. Did anyone else get 2,310? That's a pretty big number.
Yes, sir.
2,310.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
2,310. Anyone else got 2,310? Let me know, please.
I did so, but I
Yes,
got
sir.
that.
Okay. Okay, you say you got a different way. All right,
So
good. Remember my multiplication is commutative, so the way or the order in which we multiply doesn't matter. We can still get the same result. My question is, how many persons got all right? Let me know if you got all three right.
I did.
I did.
I did.
I did.
I got all right. So
Very good. If you did not get all right, anyone got one wrong? Got one wrong. Let me know if you got one wrong. No one got one wrong. Okay, if you got all right, put I inside the chat. If you got all right, put I inside the chat. If you got one wrong, put Y. And if you got two wrong,
Mr.
put
Petit,
and go ahead.
let me tell you where I went wrong on the third one.
Uh-huh.
I forgot it was supposed to be 2 times 3 times 5 times 7 times 11.
Mm-hmm.
I put 2 times 3 times 5 times 11 and I mixed that one up.
Oh, you didn't put 7.
Yeah, so I forgot.
7. Yeah, be careful. Simple mistakes cost us, right? So be careful. All right, so I believe I have a quiz for this. I believe that I have. Go ahead. Uh-huh.
Are you see the first one, the second one, please?
Oh, you mean the solutions?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me send the solutions inside the chat. That's true. I didn't put it in. So let me put the solutions inside the chat for you. Again, let me put the solutions in the chat. So these solutions are going to be the solutions to the great exercise that we just did. Okay, good. So, good. I believe that there is a quiz for this, but let me see. If there's a quiz, then we're gonna do the quiz. If there is one.
Excuse me, Mr. Petit.
Uh-huh, go ahead.
Can you put the graded exercise inside the chat, please?
I believe I did. That's already in there. If you scroll high enough, you'll see it, but I'm gonna repost it again. Okay, good. Okay, so let's go ahead and I don't think there is a quiz. What is this, prime factorization? No, I don't have a quiz for this one. I think so. Let me check. I just feel like I do. Oh no. If I do, then why would I put it? No, we don't have a. We do not have a quiz for this one. No, we don't. Okay, good. That's fine. The next one that I want, the next thing that we need to do is we need to talk about using prime factorization to determine roots. I think that's a good topic to do. So that's gonna be the next thing that we do. Let me pull up the slide so we can start that one. Using prime factorization to determine roots. All right, stop sharing. So there we go. There we go. All right, can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
yes,
good.
sir.
All right, so we're gonna move on to this next phase or this next topic where we're gonna be using factor trees to determine square roots. So we're gonna actually be doing prime factor trees, and then from finding out the prime factorization of a number by using the factor trees, then we're going to determine the square root of a number, right? So the objectives is to understand the concept of prime factorization using factor trees, then apply the process of prime factorization to decompose numbers into their prime factors. Then what we want to do is we want to identify and group prime factors into pairs. And then finally, we want to demonstrate the ability to find the square roots of a number using prime factorization. So let's look at this first question. So you do not have to write the date because the date is wrong. I have September 10th. What we want to do here for sure is we want to look at some examples where we use factor trees to determine square roots. So what do I mean? So for example, if they say here, write 144 as a product of its prime factors, that's the question, right? What we have to do is we have to basically take 144 and construct a factor tree. If we were to divide, like, okay, 144 is even, right? So what number can go into 144?
12. 2.
2, right? So 12 times 12 could work. 2 can go into this. How do we know 2 can go into this? Because, well, it's even, so we could use 2. Now, what is 144 divided by 2? What is 144 divided?
72. 72.
You got 72, Malik? 144 divided by 2?
So,
Okay, 72. Anyone else got 72?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's divide it. So
Yes.
how many times can 144, 2 go into 144? Well, we know that we can do 2 times 0, which is 0. We do 0 minus 1, which is 0. Now we say how many times can 2 go into 14? 2 times 7 is what? What is 2 times 7? That's going to be what? 14. We do sub 14 minus 14, we get 0. Then we bring down the 4. We do 2 times 2, which is 4. And so we get 72. So that means that 2 can go into 2 can go into 144 72 times. That means that if we do 2 times 72, or 72 times 2, we'll get 144. Do you all understand that? So the first thing we do is we do 2 times 72 to get 144. Let me know if you all understand that so far.
Yes, sir.
Let me
Yes,
know.
sir.
Okay, good. Now,
Yes, sir.
are we done? Are we still good? Like reduce some more.
we can go lower, sir.
We
We
can
can
go
go
low.
lower.
Good. What we gonna use for 72?
8 and 9.
8 and 9. 8 and 9 could work. But we know 72 is an even number. So if we use 2, how many times does 2 go into 72?
36.
36.
36. Do you all agree with this? 36?
I
Yes.
agree.
Okay. So 2 times 36, right? Now, how do we get 36? Well, we say 2 into 72. 2 times 3 is going to be what? That's 6. 7 minus 6 is 1. We bring down the 12. And so now we say, how many times does 2 go into 12? That's going to be what?
6 times.
6 times. So 2 times 6 is 12. Then we do 12 minus 12, which is 0. So that means that 2 times 36 is what? What is 2 times 36?
72.
72. 72. Let me know if y'all understand it so far, please. We're constructing a factor tree. Let me know.
I
Let
understand.
me
I
know, please.
understand. Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Okay, so are we finished yet? Are we finished yet? Are we done?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No. What else we have to do? What else do we have to do?
You break down the
36.
We have to break down the
36.
36. Very good. 36 is even. So how many times does 2 go into 36?
8.
8. 8? No, not 8.
18.
18.
I said
You meant-
18.
She said 18. Okay. 18. Sound like you said 8. Okay, so that's divided. So how many times does 2 go into 3? 2 times 1 is 2. So 3 minus 2 is 1. Bring down the 6. 2 times 8 is what? 16, right? So we do 16 minus 16, which is what?
0.
It's 0. Very good. And so that means that 2 times 18 is going to be 2 times 18 is going to be 36. So what do we have so far? 2 times 72 is 144. Then we break down 72. 2 times 36 is 72. Then we break down 36. 2 times 18 is 36. Now we're done, right? Finally, we're done, right?
No, sir. Because
No,
lower.
You could
no.
break down 18.
We could break down 18. How? What could we use?
9, sir.
9.
Yeah, 2 times.
9.
Yeah, 2 times 9 is what? 2 times 9 is
18.
18. Very good. Okay, 2 times 9 is 18. We're finally finished.
No,
Right?
sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No. No, we still could go.
9 can go
Well,
lower, sir.
9 could go lower. Okay. How could we break down 9?
3 times.
3 times 3.
3.
Whoa, 3 times 3. So we have this long factor tree. Anyone had a factor tree this long before?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
With
Yes.
square roots. It was
Right.
with square.
Right. Good. So, all right. So we're finished. How do we know when we're finished, though? How do we know when we're finished?
Number is prime, you can't break it down.
All you have left is prime numbers and you can't break them down.
Very good. When only thing you have left is prime numbers and you can't break down prime numbers. And so what we're going to do to write down the product of primes, we're going to write what? 2. How many 2's do we have? 1, 2, 3,
Also,
4.
we have
4 2's. How many 3's do we have?
2 3s.
2 3's. And so we have what?
2 times
2.
2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 3, sir.
Very good.
Or we could make it even more simple by using the index form.
Yes. And with the index one. The index form would be what?
2 exponent 4 times 3 exponent 2.
Very good. 2 to the 4th power times 3 squared. Do we agree with him?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, he is right. So we
Yes,
write it
sir.
as a product of primes. All right. Let me know if y'all understand how we got 144 as a product of primes, please.
Yes, sir.
Let me know,
Yes,
please.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Good.
Yes.
Good. I only heard a few of you. Anyone
Yes,
else?
sir.
Let me know, please, if you understood. If you understand how we got it.
I understand.
I understand.
Good. Okay, good. Someone, you said you understand. Explain how we broke 144 down into its prime factors.
We broke 144 down into its prime factors by making a factor tree. The top being 144. We broke it. You want me to explain the whole thing, right?
The whole thing.
Okay. Yeah, so okay, so 144 divided, 72 times, 72 times 2 equals 144 is where we got. I don't really know how to explain this.
Really?
No, so like to me it's just like you break it down and just keep breaking it down until like you can't break it down no more.
Okay, so explain to me how we got the numbers. So what's the relationship between 144 and 72? Like we divided 144 by what? 2 to get what?
72
Good. And how we get 36?
by dividing it by 2.
Good. So explain that for me. That's why I want you to explain that.
So okay, so to do the factor tree, we'll be dividing 144 by 2. 144 by 2, which equals 72. And 72 by 2, which equals 36.
Good.
Then we also divide 36 by 2, which equals 18.
Thank
and
you.
18 by 2, that equals 9. And 9 divided by, and 9 divided, well,
9 divided by?
we split 9 by 2.
Not 2.
By 3.
9 divided by 3,
Which gives us 3.
Very good. And so 3 times 3 is 9. Thank
Yes,
you
sir.
for that explanation. Anyone else want to volunteer to explain this?
I shall, sir.
Go ahead, Malik.
All right, to start it off, we need to
You're
find
very
out
low.
which
You're very low. I don't know why.
Sorry, sir. To start it off, we need to find out which number can go, or which prime number can go into 144.
Uh-huh.
Since it ends with a even number, we can determine that 2 can go into it.
Mhm.
And so 144 divided by 2 gives us 72.
Mm-hmm.
And yet that can still be broken down because it ends in an even number.
Yes, correct.
So we break it down again. 72 divided by 2,
Mm-hmm.
which then gives us 336.
Mm-hmm.
It can still be broken down because it's still an even number.
That's correct.
36 divided by 2 equals into 18.
Uh-huh.
Again, an even number.
Yes.
So 18 divided by 2 gives us 9.
Uh-huh.
Now this will be run into a roadblock of sorts.
Uh-huh.
9 is not an even number.
Uh-huh.
So we need to find another prime number.
Yes. Yes.
And so our options are 2, 3, 5, 7, and 11.
Huh.
Now tell me, Mr. Petit, which one do you think can go into 9?
Oh my goodness. I feel like I'm the student. Let me guess. 3?
Correct. And so 9 divided by 3 gives us 3.
Yes.
Which then equals, and all of this is 144.
Uh-huh.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. That was a very good explanation. Mr. Malik. Malik for president 2028. Very good explanation. What happened, one?
I said I second that.
I know, right? I second. He's schooling me, man. Very good explanation. Very good explanation, Malik. So hopefully with that, I believe that everyone understand, right? Let me know if you understand.
Yes, sir.
Very
Yes,
good.
sir.
Good. Okay, so
Yes, sir.
go ahead, Joseph. Have a question?
I'm just curious, why we multiplying everything by 2?
Oh, just to make it easier. I mean, we don't have to use 2, but just for me, I didn't want to include a bunch of numbers because every time I'm going to use 2, right? Other persons do it differently, so you don't have to use 2 all the time. You could use other factors of 144. So for example, we could have used like, what are other factors of 144? We could use what?
12.
12,
12.
yeah. So we could do 12 times 12, right? And then we still have to break it down, right? So this is gonna be what? 3 times what? 3 times what?
4.
4.
Times 4. And then 12 is gonna be what?
3 times 4.
3 times 4.
And then we got to break 4 down because it's
I-
not a prime number.
Yeah, and then we could break down 4 down again. And
Which
then it's
gives
gonna be, go ahead.
2 times 2.
times 2, yeah.
And then we do that for
Then we do that for 4 again, which is gonna be what?
2
2
2.
times 2. And we end up with the same answer. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 2s, and then we have 1, 2 3s, right? So we could do it like this. We see that, Joseph?
Yeah, sir.
So we could, once we breaking it down, I mean, I chose to use 2 and 3 because I only wanted to use prime factors like Malik alluded to eloquently. But you don't have to It don't have once they are factors of the number, it could work. All right. All right.
Excuse me, Mr. Petit.
Go ahead.
How come on the factor tree we circle the numbers even if they aren't prime?
I mean, we circle them because it's still a tree. They are still factors, right? So we still circle them. But the only ones that we write as a product of primes are the ones that are prime numbers. Right? So that's a good observation. Only write the ones that are prime. Do not write the composite ones. All right. Understand that, Adari?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
No problem. Are we done with the slide? I'm gonna put it inside the chat, just in case.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
indeed we are.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we know that the prime factorization of 144. So next question says, find the value of the square root of 144. This is where it becomes interesting, right? What we have to do is we have to remember that the square root of 140, we have to remember, sorry, that 144 is equal to what? 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. How do we know that? How do we know that? How do we know that?
Because we do the factor tree.
Exactly. We just figured that out, right? Now, in order to find the square root of 144, what we have to do, we have to group them. So we do 2 times 2, which is 2 squared, 2 times 2, which is 2 squared, 3 times 3, which is 3 squared, right? So we have to group them into like pairs, right? And so that's the kind of the trick there. You group them into pairs. So this, and then that, and then that. And so now we have 2 squared, 2 squared, and 3 squared. And what are we going to do afterwards? Well, we're going to break it apart. So we're going to have the square root of 2 squared times the square root of 2 squared times the square root of 3 squared. All right. Then what we're going to do now is we're going to cancel. So we're going to cancel because square root cancels square. So we're going to cancel the square root with the square, cancel the square root with the square, cancel the square root with the square. And then we are left now with just the regular numbers, just 2, 2, and 3. And what is 2 times 2? That's going to be what? 4. And what is 4 times 3? That's going to be 12. And so, using prime factorization, we were able to show or demonstrate that the square root of 144 is actually what? 12. And this is pretty cool. It's because what we showed, I think Joseph asked the question, like, Mr. Petit, how can you be able to figure out the square root of certain numbers if you don't remember them, right? This is a way. I mean, this is long. I mean, I wouldn't recommend this way because, like I said, it's better to memorize them. But this is a way to prove or to demonstrate that the square root of 144 is indeed 12. Because what did we do? We iterated its prime factors or its prime factorization. We combine them into pairs, and then whatever ones where we have the square, we cancel it with the square root because square root and squares, they cancel with each other. Same thing we do for each one, and then we keep the radicand, the thing that's underneath the radical sign, and we keep the 2, the 3, and so we're left with 2 times 2, which is 4. We bring down the 3, 4 times 3 is 12. And so that's how we get 12. So this is how you can find the square root of a number using prime factorization. All right, please let me know if you understand that. Again, please let me know if you understand how we got it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
go
Mr.
ahead.
Petit.
Go ahead, China.
So we could just cancel the square root and the exponent.
Yes, you can just cancel the square root of the next one. So square root also can always cancel those squares. All right. So you cancel the exponent with the square root sign. And you're just left with the number underneath. All right. Good. Now I need a brave soul to explain how we got 12. Anyone want to explain how we got 12 before I call on someone to explain it? No one wants to try? Okay, no problem. Samantha, can you explain how we got 12?
Yes, sir. Find the value of square of 144.
Square root of 144.
Square root of 144.
Uh-huh.
So we do this long way. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 3
Good. What is that? That's the prime factorization of what?
of 144.
Of 144. Good.
Then we
What do we do now? We pair them, right?
yes, sir. Then we pair them 2 by 2 times 2 by 2 times 3 by 2.
Uh-huh.
Then we cancel out the squares and the twos.
The square root and the squares. Uh-huh.
Yes, sir. And we left with 2 times 2 times 3.
Mm-hmm.
2 times 2 is 4.
Mm-hmm.
And 4 times 3 is 12.
Very good. Very good. Do y'all understand that? Let me know if y'all understand that. How we got that? Let me know if y'all understand that.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. I need
Yes, sir.
good.
Miss,
Go ahead.
I have something to say.
Yes, you have a question or comment? Go ahead.
No, my mother said I can't answer any more questions because I need to give the others time to shine.
Ah,
Like,
that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That is so
yes,
funny. That is so funny. Zaria, where's Zaria?
Yeah.
Explain how we got 12 for me, please. Do you know how? Or you need to explain it again?
Can you explain it again, please?
Okay, so what we did was we took 144 and we wrote its prime factorization. What's the prime factorization of 144, Zaria? The prime factorization of it is 2 times what?
2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 3.
Very good. And then what we did was we grouped the common ones into pairs. So 2 times 2 is going to be what?
4. 2 squared.
2 squared. And then 2 times 2 is going to be?
2 squared.
And then 3 times 3 is going to be?
3 squared.
Good. What do we know when we have a square root and a square? What it's going to do?
Cancel.
Cancel out each other. You should know that from algebra, right? And then
Yes,
we are
sir.
left with just the numbers underneath. So 2 times 2 times 3. What is 2 times 2? That's going to be what?
4.
4. And what is 4 times 3?
12.
12. And that's how we get 12 for this one. Understand that now?
Yes, sir.
Good. And Udon, or where's Udon? Udon rule, where's Udon?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand how we got 12?
Yes, sir.
Explain it for
Sorry,
me.
I'm just helping cook.
Explain how we got 12, please.
All right, so 144 equals 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 3.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 2 squared times 2 squared times 3 squared.
Yeah.
You cancel out all of the squares and it leaves you with 2 times 2 times 3.
Uh-huh.
2 times 2 is 4
Uh-huh.
and 4 times 3 is 12.
Very good. Thank you. All right. Are we done with this slide? Can I move it?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
good.
sir.
Good. Let me move it. I'm gonna take a picture of it and send it to you. Okay, let's do another example. So this example is going to be with this number, 324. So we're gonna write 324 as a product of its prime factors. Pretty huge number, right? What number we could use for 324? We can divide it by what? By 2, right? So how many times does 2 go into 324? Well, when we divide it, we get 162. So 2 times 162 is what? What is 2 times 162? That's gonna be what?
324.
324.
Very good, 324. So 3 times. So 2 times 162 is 324. Then we're gonna break down 162, and that's gonna be what? We're gonna use 2 to do it. 2 times 81 is 162. So 2 times 81 is 162. Are we finished? Are we finished? We have 2 times 81.
No, sir.
No. What could we simplify?
You could do
80.
9 times 9.
9 times 9. Very good, Gabriana. So 9 times 9 is what?
81.
81. Very good. And then we're gonna break down the 9s, and that's gonna be what? 3 times 3.
3 times
And then
3.
3 times 3. And so we are left with 324 expressed as a product of its primes is going to be 2 times 2 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, which is going to be equal to 2 to the second power multiplied by what? 3 to the what?
Fourth power.
3 to the fourth power. Good. All right, and that's 324 written as a product of its prime factors. Gilbriana, can you explain how we got 2 squared times 3 to the fourth, please?
Okay. Yeah,
Pardon?
yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir. 324. Can you ask yourself like what could go into that?
Mhm.
And by 162 times 2 gives you 324.
Yeah.
And then you ask yourself, what if anything else can get broken down?
Mhm.
162 can get broken down because it is an even number. It ends in an even number.
Mhm.
And 81 times 2 gives you 162.
Mhm.
81 isn't an even number, but it can still be broken down by
Yes.
9 times 9.
Yes.
9 times 9 isn't an even number, but it still can be broken down by 3.
Mhm.
Since you have 2, so you put 3 times 3.
Mhm.
And then for the next 9, you put 3 times 3.
Mhm.
And then your answer would be 2 times 2 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, or 2 square times 3, 4.
3 to the fourth power. Thank you so much, Gilbriana. Dion, I need you to explain how we got the prime factorization of 324. Where's Dion? Is Dion now? I can't hear from Dion. Akira, Ajani, where's Ajani?
Yes, sir.
Can you explain how we got the prime factorization of 324?
First, we divide 324 by 2, and then we get 162.
Mhm.
And then we divide 162 by 2, and then you get 81.
Mhm.
And so 324, and you multiply 162 by 2, and then 81 times 2, 9 times 9, and then 3 times 3, and you put the same thing for the other 9.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll give you 324 equals 2 times 2 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 equals 2 to the
Second power.
second power, and then 3 to the 4th power.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you for that explanation. Alasia, where's Alasia? Malaysia. Yana from Malaysia.
Yes, sir.
Yes, explain how we got the prime factorization of 324.
Yes, sir. 324 divided by 2 equals to 81, and 81 isn't an even number, but it still could be divisible by 9. So 81 divided by 9 equals
It's 9.
3 equals 9, and 9 is divisible by 3, so that equals to 3.
3 times 3, and so what's our prime factorization?
Prime factorization is 2 times 2 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, which equals to 2 squared times 3 to the power of 4.
Very good. Good. Are we good with the slide? Let me know, please. Can I move it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. All right, so now we want to write 324. We're going to find the square root of 324. So we're going to find the value of the square root of 324 without the table, or without even memorizing it. So what we have to do is we have to take 2 times 2 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. Put that all under the square roots. Olivia, what else are we going to do with this?
Then you put square root, by saying it right.
Yeah.
2 square
Uh-huh.
times square times 3 square
Uh-huh.
equals 2 square times 3 square times 3 square.
Mm-hmm.
Then you what is it, scratch out, take out the
Cancel out.
square, you cancel the square root and the exponent,
Yeah. Square root and a square.
the square root and the square from all the numbers, all the squares.
Go
So
ahead.
that's the square root of 3, right? And the other one.
Uh-huh.
And you will be left with equals 2 times 3 times 3, which is 6 times 3, which is equals to 18.
18, very good. So that means that the square root of 18 is going to be 324. Let me know if you understand this, please.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
I do.
Okay, good. Bri, where's Bri?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can you explain how we got 324?
I was going to ask you at the end to explain it again, please.
You don't understand?
Can I explain it?
Go ahead, Brianna.
Okay. I mean, yes, sir.
Go ahead.
324. So basically what you do, you take the factors, the prime factors from the prime factor 3,
Uh-huh.
and you put the exponents on it. So 2 times 2 will be 2 cubes, and then 3 times 3 will be 3 cubes, and then 3 times 3 again will be 3 cubes. And as we know that you could cross out for exponents, so it leaves us with 2 times 3 times 3.
So we cancel out
When you,
the square root with the squares, right?
Yes, sir.
in each one, right? That's what we do. And we
Yes,
left
sir.
with what?
And we're left with 2 times 3 times 3. When 2 times 3 is 6, and then you leave with 1 3 because there's no other number to multiply it by. And when you multiply 6 times 3, you get 18, which makes 18 our final answer.
Thank you, Gilriano. Right, does that help?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. This is our second example. I need you all to take a picture of your notes, and before we go into the grade exercise, I need you all to take a picture of the notes that you have and send it to me via WhatsApp. Again, before we go on to the next, and before we go into the grade exercise, I need you to take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. Again, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp before. That's before we go into the grade exercise. Again, take a picture of the notes that you have and send it to me via WhatsApp. That's everyone. I need everyone to do this. Take a picture of the notes that you have and send it to me via WhatsApp. Again, take a picture of the notes that you have and send it to me via WhatsApp.
So did we start off with a date or just the solution?
That was the very first. We start off with a date. We did start off with a date, but that was the very first slide.
Okay, I have from solution 1, 2, and 3, the greater than 5.
We have examples. You start from example 1, right? Example 1 doesn't have a date.
Yes, sir.
You understand? We good? I just did the first slide with the date, and then I move on to the example without the date. Okay. Okay, good. Please send your picture of your notes and to me via WhatsApp. Where's Kiajane? Kiajane,
Yes, sir.
where's your notes?
I didn't forget to send them. I still writing this example.
No, I said send me what you have. Send me what you have. That's what I said. Send me what you have. Understand me? Send me what you have. Do you understand English?
Yes, sir.
So send me what you have. Okay, let's go on to the grade exercise. I don't want to do this one. This will be the third one. It'll take too much time. We need to go to grade exercise. But this one is a very long one. Okay, boom, 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 da da da. Okay, I only have 2. Okay, so I want you all to do this on your own. Grade exercise number 1, write 196 as a product of its prime factors. Do I have a quiz? Okay, anyway, let's just do the grade exercise. I want you to write 196 as a product of prime factors. Then I want you to find the value of 196. Then I want you to write 400 as a product of its prime factors. Then find the value of the square root of 400. All right, so please do this for me. Just 2 of them. Write 196 as a product of its prime factors. Then find the value of 196, the square root rather of 196. Then I need you to write 400 as a product of its prime factors and then find the value of the square root of 400. All right, so we have number one. Number one is, I want you to write 196 as the product of its primes. And then for part B of number one, I need you to find the value of the square root of 196. And then for number two, I want you to write 400 as the product of its prime factors. And then for number 2B, I want you to write 400 as a product. So just find the square root of 400. All right. Siren, what number you want?
Number 1.
Okay, and where is Dante? Dante, are you there? All right. Once you finish with this work, take a picture of it and send it to me via WhatsApp again. Once you finish with it, take a picture of it and send it to me via WhatsApp. Bethany, what number you on? Say it again. Okay. And Gilbriana, what number you on? Gabriana, what number you want? Gabriana from Gabriana. Okay, Ma, what number you want?
Number 2.
Number 2. And Olivia, what number you want?
Said Olivia.
Yeah.
2B.
Okay. Okay. Okay, and say again what number you want? Say again says she's on number 2B. Summer, what number you want? Summer, where's Summer? Yeah, issues, okay. And Samantha, what number you want?
2B.
Okay.
Excuse me, Mr. Batik, if you're talking, I cannot hear you.
Hello, can you hear me, Gabriana? All right. Anyone else is finished? Anyone else is finished with these two? I mean, if you're
I
finished.
finished Mr. Batik.
Kingston, you're finished?
Yeah. I am.
One is finished, okay. Paul, are you finished? Where's
No,
Paul?
sir.
Okay. Shazmin Moss, are you finished?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. All right. Okay, besides Tegan and Jasmine, anyone else is finished with these two?
I am.
Olivia,
am.
Samantha. Okay, anyone else finish? Excuse me, anyone else finish?
Ms. Petit, what do we have after this?
Social and religion. All right, it is Thursday, right?
Yes, sir.
I can't believe you could believe. Could you
I
believe
can't
Thursday?
believe that also.
Like, it just was Sunday, right? Because inside class, I was looking over your stuff. And wow,
Right.
the day is Thursday. Oh my goodness, the end of another week. It's crazy, man. These weeks are not playing. I don't know, maybe because of the time change, we spring forward. Anyway, let's go over these answers.
Can you do number one?
Yeah, go ahead, do number one.
Number one says, right, 196 has a product of prime factors. I divided by 2. So
Yeah.
I got 98 times 2.
Yeah.
I divided 98 by 2. And I got 49 times 2.
Yeah.
And then I divided 49 by 7.
Yes.
And I got 7 times 7. So my answer is 2 times 2 times 7 times 7.
Very good.
That's my
very good. Anyone else got that?
Yes, sir.
2 times 2 times 7 times 7.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Anyone else
sir.
got that?
Yes, sir.
Very good.
Yes, sir.
And for B,
And for B, let's go for B.
I got the square root of 196. I got the square root is 2 times 2 times 7 times 7. And I also got, I grouped them, so I got the square root is 2 to the power of 2 times 7 to the power of 2.
Yes.
And I cancel them. And when I cancel 2 times, when I cancel 2 to the power of 2 and 7 to the power of 2, I got 2 times 7, which is 14.
Very good. So that means that the square root of 196 is 14. Anyone else got that? The square root of 196
sir.
is 14.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I get that, but I thought it was wrong.
Yeah, it is
I
14.
got that.
Very good.
I got mine wrong too.
Wow. Good. The answer is 14. Only 3 persons got that. Anyone else got 14? Nivea.
I got that.
Okay.
I did.
Very good,
Excuse
Gabriella.
me, Susie. Can I explain the next one?
Who's that asking for that?
Brianna.
Go ahead, Gabriella. Let's go with with 400.
Yes, sir. 400, I use 100 times 4 because when you multiply 100 times 4, you get 400. And then for 100, I divide by 20 times 5 because 20 times 5 gives you 100.
Yeah.
And for the 4, I divide that by 2 times 2. And you can divide the 20, but you can't divide the 5 and the 2s because they are in their lowest form.
Prime numbers.
And for the 20, I did 4 times 5 because 4 times 5 gives you 20. And then I simplify the 4 into 2 times 2.
Mhm.
And my final answer was 2 times 2 times 5 times 5 times 2 times 2, or 2 to the power of 2 squares, 5 squares, and 2 squares.
Very good, very good. Excellent. So 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 5 times 5. Anyone else got that? Anyone
Yes,
else
I
got
got
that?
I
yeah,
did.
I did that, but I didn't do it in that way.
No, I
Okay.
did it your way.
Okay, you use 2
Yes, sir.
as okay. And Casey, what did you get for the square root of 400?
Excuse me, Mr. Petit.
Yes.
I didn't work that out yet, but I could work it out. Why is I doing it now?
Okay, so 400 prime factorization is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 5 times 5. What are we gonna do at this point?
We're gonna group them. We're gonna square, so that'd be two to 2, and 2 to 2 again, and 2 to 5.
5 to 2. 5 squared. And what we do at this point?
And then we'll cancel them out.
The square root
And
with
then
the square.
that's all. And then that would be 2 times 2 times 2 times 5. 2 times 2 is 4. And 4 times 5 is 20.
Very good. So that means that the square root of 400 is what?
20.
20. Very good. Good. Did anyone get both right? All right. The first one and the second
Yes,
one.
sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let me know if you got all right, please. Okay, good. If you got all right, put I inside the chat again. If you got all right, put I inside the chat. If you got one wrong, put Y. And if you got 2 wrong, put N. Again, if you got all right inside the chat, put I. Malik, how could you get one wrong? It's the president. Laughing.
the one that I got wrong was B, sir. I put 10 instead of 20.
Okay, be careful. 4 times 5 is 20. Again, if you got all right, put I. If you got one wrong, put Y. If you got 2 wrong, put N. We are about to transition over to social studies and religious studies. If you are not doing social studies and religious studies, then you can leave and I'll see you next week. But if you are doing social studies and religious studies, please stay back as we have to continue our journey with the Lutheran Adventures. That's what we were on. We're talking about the Lutheran Adventures and stuff like that. So let's move on to social and religious. Yeah, social studies and religious studies. Okay, good stuff. So let's go ahead and we even had a quiz for this, but I didn't even give you all the quiz. We should give you the quiz. But let's move on. Give me one moment, please. Again, give me one moment. All right, can you let me now?
I can hear you.
Okay. All right, good. Okay, so let's go on to Today is Thursday, the 14th of March, 2024. The subject is, of course, social studies. And the topic is the Lutheran Adventures. The Lutheran Adventures. All right, so with the Lutheran Adventures, who was their captain? Who was the captain for the Lutheran Adventures?
Captain Ilsa.
Captain William Sale. Very good. And what was the reason? What was the reason why they left Bermuda?
Because they wanted to pray or worship freely without having to go to an Anglican church.
They wanted to worship freely. Very good. So that brings us to the question: what does Eleuthera mean? What does the word Eleuthera mean? What, like, at least what it comes from a Greek word meaning what?
Freedom, sir.
Meaning
And
freedom.
that is Eleutheria.
So it comes from the Greek word meaning freedom, right? Did we talk about them? Did we talk about how a person drowned and they went to a cave? Did we talk about that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what was the name of the cave that gave them shelter?
Preacher's Cave.
Preacher's Cave. Very good. Preacher's Cave. What did, like, who came to assist them? Like, persons came to assist them. Well, first of all, William Sale went to Virginia and they got supplies from there. And like they got like ships and supplies and stuff like that. And the people of Eleuthera sent them a certain type of wood. What's the name of that wood?
Brazilito.
Brazilito wood, right?
Brazilito wood.
Yeah, Brazilito wood. All right. Now it's very important to understand that one of the things that the Lutheran Adventures did that was very good and that they like to test on your exams was they established a constitution, right? Probably the first constitution that we had. And that was called, anyone know the constitution that was called out and the name of the constitution that they formed? This is very important information. Say it again.
Articles and Order.
Articles and Order. Who said that? Who said that? Hello, who said that? Who said Articles and Orders?
Me and someone else said it.
Okay. Yeah, I know it's you, but I try to distinguish that faint voice I heard. Okay, so a constitution. So a constitution was written for the new colony, giving what? Giving them, write this down for me, please. Giving them a basic set of laws and principles to live by. This constitution was called the Articles and Orders. And it was made and agreed upon. Do you know what year? The 9th day of April. I said April 8th.
1647.
The 9th day of July, 1647. right? That's when they did that. So what are some of the principles that you think that they are going to like form their new home with? What are some of these principles that you think that they're going to form their new home with?
The government would be republic.
Republic? What do you
You
mean by
can
that?
worship. You're allowed to worship freely.
You're allowed to what?
Freely.
Very good. You allow freedom of religion and equal justice. Because that's what they wasn't getting. That's what they wasn't getting before. So, because they wasn't getting that before, that's what they, kind of trying to, set themselves up for now. Like if they wasn't getting that before, now obviously they have opportunity to construct their own, laws, and obviously they would want freedom because they were coming from oppression, right? So there was to be there was to be freedom of religion and equal justice. Government was to be in the form of a republic with a governor, a council, and elected Senate or Parliament. Each new settler who contributed 100 pounds, so that's how they measured it. 100 pounds would receive 300 acres of a land. Now, even though that was their plan, obviously, those things didn't occur. Acres of land. Okay, so what was the name? Did I? Okay, what was the name of the Constitution that the Lutheran Adventures came up with? What was the name of it?
Articles and orders.
Articles and
Articles
orders.
and orders.
Articles and Orders. Very good.
Articles and orders.
And what was the year? What was the year that this was constructed and agreed upon?
1647.
1647. Very good, for 1647. Based upon this Constitution, what were they gonna have freedom to do?
To worship whatever religion they want to.
Yeah, freedom of religion, freedom to worship as they want,
Justice.
and they're gonna have equal justice, right? Now, they also
Can you say the government would be republic too?
you mean like in terms of, yeah, because that's what it says. It would be a republic government with a governor, and you have elected people from Senate and stuff. Yeah, you could say that, but I think the most important thing that we want to derive from what they did was, number one, they set up, which they usually ask, like number one, they made it the Constitution. Number 2, the name of the Constitution. Number 3, the year that it happened. The fact that it was Republic or Democratic, I don't know if that's the most important thing, but it's a good thing to know. They also, each new settler who contributed 100 pounds, how many acres were they supposed to receive?
300 acres of land.
300 acres of land. So if you give 100 pounds, then you can get 300 acres of land, and 300 acres of land is, my friend, a whole lot of land, like a lot. You know, it's 300 acres? Man, think about it. Most of our homes are not even 2 acres or 1 acre. They just typically 0.25 acres or 0.5 acres. If you live in a very large, big yard, it might be like 2 acres or 3. But most people home on average just between 0.5, maybe 1 acre, maybe 1 acre. To have 300 acres, that's like you have a whole town. Literally, that's a lot. Those who went as servants were to receive 25 acres. Now these were surprising modern rules for the period. So this is not something that was being done commonly. So these, ideas were new and modern, but unfortunately, when they end up starting it, a lot of these things didn't happen, right? But they did have freedom of religion. They did have that. But a lot of these nuanced rules that they created were not completely adhered to. Because they were in survival mode. And like we said, Luther didn't fare too well. All right. So Luther didn't fare too well. And like we said, even William Sale returned to Bermuda, right? So there was another island, right? There's another island that, persons gravitated to. Anyone know the name of that island after Luther didn't work?
The Bahamas. Or Nassau.
Bahamas. But the whole thing, we are in the Bahamas. Luther in the Bahamas. Like, we are in the Bahamas.
Was it North America?
Not North America, no. They didn't go to North America. After Luther didn't work.
Andros?
They didn't go to Andros, no.
New Providence?
New Providence, very good. New Providence, very good. They went to New Providence. So after Eleuthera did not work out as they thought. A lot of Lutheran adventures, or should we say some Lutheran, because not all, some still stayed in Lutheran adventures, moved to New Providence. Now, originally it was not called New Providence, right? So by 1670, so they came there. They came to Eleuthera in what year?
1647.
No, that's when the Constitution was made. When did they came to Eleuthera?
1670.
No. When did they came there? When did they actually sail?
1648.
1648. Very good. So subtract 1670 and 1648. What we get? 1648 and 1670. How many years is that? That's not a big calculation. We know math, right? 22. 22. Very good. So 1670 and 1648. That's when they set sail to go to Eleuthera. And obviously they had the shipwreck and all the stuff. Happened in 1648. So that's going to be 20. This is a 6. So 22 years, right? Only 22 years pass. I mean, 22 years is a long time. That's like over 2 decades. But after only 2 years, like, you know, it's like, you know what, we need to go. So that means, instead of that tell you about life in Eleuthera, it was what?
Tough.
It was
That it
tough.
wasn't on
Yeah, it was tough,
board.
man. It was difficult.
It wasn't as they thought it would be.
It wasn't as they thought it would be. It was tough, man. So you can imagine after like 2 decades, you're like, bro, we have to go. So by 1670, there were several hundred settlers on another island. New Providence. Now, like I said, it was not always called New Providence. What do you think it was called before that? Sales Island. Sales Island, right? Which had been first called Sales Island by it was named after who?
William
William Sale. Very good. So they called the island Sales Island first, right? That was the name of it first. So there, the early settlers found life somewhat easier, right, than in Eleuthera. And so, filled with hope, named it Providence. Providence. Anyone know what we mean by Providence? Providence. Let's look at the definition of providence. So they called it Providence. The word new was added later, right? Right? Providence.
Google said divine guidance. Yeah.
Okay, what it says, divine guidance. Goodwill, right? It says the protective care of God. What else we have? Go ahead.
You said it says the protective care of God?
Yeah, Go ahead. What else you have? What else? Anyone else have something? Providence, it means a guardianship and care provided by a deity or God. A manifestation of divine care or direction. Providence. Okay. So it's like the place was so much better than Eleuthera, and it had what they needed, right? If you think about providence, you think about the word provided, right? So the land provided for their needs, right? And so they called it providence, right? Because it was a place whereby their needs were met. And like we saw from the definition of providence, it means basically provision. It means protective guidance and care given by God. And so it means providence is conceived as a power sustaining and guiding human destiny, or the quality or state of being provident, making provision for the future. All right. So providence, it's so they named it Providence because this place was much better than Eleuthera. It was a place whereby their needs were met and they were able to live, you know, and thrive, right? So our island have a pretty nice name, right? So the word new was added what? Was added later. Was added the word new. Well, I know we call it New Providence, but the word new was added later. The island seemed better choice than Eleuthera. Why? It was more. Why? Because it was more central. It was more central. It had a sheltered location. It had a good harbor, right? It had a good harbor. Ships could come. Ships could come via the Providence Channel. The land proved good for farming, and seas were good for fishing. And right, and so it was definitely a better place than New Providence, and it provided for their physical needs, and it was a place where they needed to be so that they could be, you know, in a better state physically, right? And so they moved. Now, the main town of Providence or Sales Island was actually called Charlestown. Did y'all know that? It was called
Yes, sir.
Charlestown. Yeah, so it was
Yes,
called
sir.
Charlestown first, and then it was changed to Nassau, right? So initially, and they might ask you all that question. They like to ask that question. New Providence was the main, what should I say? The main city or the main town was called Charlestown, or the capital was called Charlestown, and then it changed it into Nassau, right? So before it was called Nassau, it was called Charlestown, and before it was called New Providence or Providence, it was called Sales Island. All right. Okay, so that brings us to the end of, yeah, it brings us to the end of social studies. Once you finish, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp again. Once you finish with your notes, take a picture of it and send it to me via WhatsApp. Let me know if you're done, please, so we can move on.
I'm done.
I'm finished. I'm finished. Good night.
All right, where's Juan?
I'm here.
Okay, have a good evening. Okay, the rest of you, we are done with social studies. We're gonna move on to we're gonna move into religious studies. So all right, let's go. Are we done with this slide? Let me know, please, so we can move on.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
So-
good. Okay, good. It's Thursday. Oh, let me put the slide. Yeah, let me put the slide in the chat. For those of you who are still writing this down. Again, take a picture of your notes and send it to me via WhatsApp again. Take a picture of your notes and send it to me via WhatsApp.
Excuse me, Mr. Petit.
Go ahead.
Since I'm not doing religious, am I able to leave?
Yeah, if you're not doing Archie, you can leave, but if you're doing religious studies, then we have to stay back, right? So today is Thursday, the 14th of March, 2024. The subject is, of course, religious studies. The topic is, so the last thing we did in religious studies, we're looking at I believe it was Pentecost. Always looking at life among the believers. No, we're looking at actually life among the believers. Yeah, life among the believers. We talk about how they had everything in common, did we? Right? We talk about how they shared their resources. We call it like pooling resources, and no one had any lack, right? No one had any lack. They were, basically able to be a praying church, a reverent church, a sharing church, a church where the believers had a sense of responsibility for each other, right? That was life among the believers. And so today we're going to be looking at an interesting story about Ananias and Sapphira. Anyone have ever heard about the story about Ananias and Sapphira?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Yes.
Okay. What do you know about Ananias and Sapphira?
Ananias and his wife, liars.
Okay, they were liars. Okay.
They were killed for being liars because it
They
was a sin.
okay, so um they lied, right? So what was the relationship between Ananias and Sapphira? What were they?
They were married.
Why?
They're married, right? Husband and wife, right? So we're gonna be learning about this account about Ananias and Sapphira and about the wrong decision that both of them made, and the consequences that they paid because of that wrong decision, right? So let's consider this. So Ananias and Sapphira were married. They were a married couple who sold a parcel of land they owned. So just remember, it was their land, it's their property, right? But remember the spirit of giving, right? That existed in the church. When you sell your land, you give the proceeds to the church, right? Um, they pretended that they sold the land to use the money to help the poor, right?
But they kept some of the money.
Exactly, but they kept some of the money, right? However, they really sold the land to gain popularity among the members of the early church. So they wanted to have that fame that, oh, wow, you actually sold your house, like, your property to give it to us. Like, wow. Like they wanted the popularity and the reputation of doing something that was good without actually genuinely doing it, right? So they were pretenders, right? That's the problem with Ananias and Sapphira. They were pretenders, right? Pretending to do something good, genuinely good, but actually doing something that was not good. So the couple, right, decided to withhold. Give me one moment, please.
Excuse me, Mr. T.
Give me one moment, please. the couple decided to withhold some of the money they received and then lie about how much money they really received. So like we all said, they were dishonest, right? And is it good to be dishonest?
No, sir.
No,
No.
definitely. It wasn't good then and it still isn't good now, right? And so they decided to lie about what they did, right? The plan was that they would take half of the money to the church leaders and say that this was all that they had received. Or what are they gonna do with the rest? What are they gonna do with the rest? They're going to what? Keep it, right? All right. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So they they sell the thing. Let's say they sell it for, let's say that they sold it for 500,000, right? Dollars. I'm just saying. Now they're gonna take half of it. What is half of 500,000? It's gonna be what? 250,000, right? So they're gonna say, okay, okay, church, we only sold it for 250,000, which then they actually sold it for what? 500,000. And so they're gonna tell the church, hey, haha, we only sold it for $250,000. Here's the $250,000 that we received, and we're gonna give it to you all. Here's the good thing that we're doing. But in actual fact, they actually sold it for $500,000 and are lying about the amount of money that they received. All right. So they were being dishonest. That's their plan to be dishonest. The husband and wife were both hypocrites. Why? Because they pretended to be honest, giving people, but they were really dishonest, right? They broke the fellowship and unity of the believers by deceiving the others. So they broke the fellowship and unity of the believers by deceiving the others, right? The punishment for the couple was what? Sudden death. So they died, right?
Death.
So as soon as they tried their deception on the others, they both dropped dead at the apostles' feet. Now, truth be told, this happened one after the other. So both of them wasn't there at the same time. So first the husband came he lied. Then the wife came, she lied, and then and the husband died, and then the wife also died, right? When the other believers saw what happened, they were filled with what? Filled with fear. They learned that the church must operate by honesty and not deception. By honesty and not deception. So they learned that the church must operate by honesty and not deception. Okay. Okay, so question. What were Ananias and Sapphira relationship?
Husband and wife.
A husband and wife. Why did they lie? Why did they decide to lie? What were their motive? They wanted to do
Because they
what?
wanted to keep some of
They
the money.
wanted to keep off of
They wanted to keep some of the money.
They wanted to keep some of the money. And they also wanted to gain what? What do they want? Also want to gain
Popularity.
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 Popularity, right? So how would we describe them? We would say that they are what?
Honest.
Dishonest. What else? What other words we could use to describe them?
Trickers.
Trickers,
Liars.
hypocrites, hypocrites, right? Liars,
Ruthless.
right? Liars.
Thieves.
Thieves, right?
Ruthless.
Who, I didn't say it inside that, but who did they try to lie to? They there's this person who they were speaking to.
Peter.
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 Very good. Peter. Right, Peter. And so Peter said that you lie not to men, but you lie to who?
God.
You lie, he used a specific word. You lie to what? Start with H.
Holy Spirit.
The Holy Spirit. Peter said you didn't lie to men, but you lied to the Holy Spirit. Right? And then 3 hours later, the wife came, not knowing what happened. And then he asked her the same question, and then she also died as well. Okay. So what was the lesson that they learned, that the church learned at the end of the day? What was the lesson that the
Never
church?
lie to God.
Okay, don't lie to.
Never lies.
Very good. Don't operate in.
Always be honest and truthful, no
You're supposed
matter the circumstance.
Very good. You're supposed to be honest and truthful no matter the circumstance, right? How did the other believers react to this occurrence? What were they filled with?
Yes.
They were filled with what?
Fear.
They were filled with fear. Very good. They were filled with fear. Okay. Okay. Go ahead and take a picture of your notes and send it to me via WhatsApp. Again, go ahead and take a picture of your notes and send it to me via WhatsApp. Once you are done, then you can leave. Again, once you're done, you can leave.
Good night, Mr. Badee.
All right, have a good night.
Good night, Mr. Petit.
All right, have a good night.
Good night, Mr. Petit.
All right, have a good night. Good night.
Good night. Good night, Mr. Petit.
Good night.
Good night, sir.
Good night, Mr. Latif.